I went from my parents thinking that this entire business thing was just a phase to making twice as much as my parents are making in the span of 3 months. And here's exactly how I did it. I am 23 years old, and at the young age of 23, my software business is making $105,000 in monthly recurring revenue. On top of that, I also have other businesses. So in total, we're doing around 160K a month. But it didn't always used to be like this. Just 2 years ago, I had $50 in my bank account, and I really didn't know if I was going to make it. But I changed one thing, and that's the thing that I'm going to show you in this video, exactly how I went from this $50 in my bank account to this 160K a month. Let's start all the way from the start, because if you're just starting out with business, you need to understand this. If you scroll Instagram, you're going to see videos about day trading, crypto, e-com, and even software. But I wouldn't recommend you to start there. And the reason for that is that those business models takes immense amount of cash to get started. The entire point about day trading is that you put money in and hopefully you get more money out. Same with crypto, same with e-com, and even same with software. So you definitely shouldn't start there. Instead, you should start with a service-based business. This is a business like an AI agency or social media marketing. Any service really that's valuable that people want to pay for. And the reason for that is that when you are starting out, if you're anything like me, then you didn't have any money, all you had was time. So it doesn't make sense to trade a little money for more money. Instead, you should trade what you have a lot of, time for money. And that's where a lot of beginners, they go broke. They try and start a business model where you need capital, and they're not very good at it yet. So they fail, and all of a sudden they are broke and they didn't succeed in their business. These business models are literally the ones with the least amount of risk. And that's exactly how I started as well. The way I started was from Melbourne. I was sitting in a hostel, and then this random guy comes up to us with the cheapest box of wine you can imagine. You know, the 2-liter one, absolute trash. And disclaimer, if anyone comes up to you with that kind of wine, I wouldn't usually trust them. But he showed me this brand new thing, which was ChatGPT. And this was literally the most mind-blown I've ever been from a product in my life. I knew that this shit was going to change the world. So when I got home from Melbourne, I had 2 paths. I could either go 5 years to uni and learn software development, that was my original plan, or I could go all in on this new AI thing where the outcome really was unknown. And I simply couldn't decide. So I set myself a goal, which was that I needed to make 10K a month in 6 months. And if I succeeded, I would continue the business. If I failed, I would quit and I would go to uni. But what I didn't know back then is that I was completely delusional. And that's also why right here I look a little mad. Because after 4 months in business, working 12-hour days, I was absolutely grinding. I had booked 15 appointments, 0 closed, $0 in revenue, and a staggering 0% close rate. And I was down to my last $50 in my bank account. What I didn't know back then though is that those 4 months were probably where I had the most growth in my entire life. Because I was learning the skills that it took to get rich. I wasn't getting rich yet, but I was getting good. And the way I overcame that, and the one thing I changed, was that I said, fuck the money. Or at least for now. So I started to work for free, but I did it with a twist. And I later called this method the decoy offer, where you offer something for free. This could be a free website, could also be a free website widget. You basically offer something for free to get your foot in the door. Let's take the website for example. You go to Google Maps and you find companies that don't have this icon right here. This means they don't have a website. Then you call them up and you say, hey man, I see that you don't have a website. Do you want me to create one completely for free? You can do this with a local number from inside of Go High Level. If they agree, which a lot of them will, you hop on a call with them and you ask even more questions about exactly what kind of website they want. The key part here is that you do a good job and that you build trust with them. You need to create a lot of goodwill because you'll be using this goodwill later. This is where most beginners in this method, they fail. They just try and do something quickly without making it good. It needs to be good. You can still build a website by using a template from inside of Go High Level, but you want to do a really good job that fits exactly what they want. And when you're done with them, you show it to them on a call and you ask for a video testimonial. Already this is absolutely massive because you're learning how to deliver a service that's already there, massive win. On top of that, you're also getting a video testimonial in return. So you're actually trading a service for something in return. It might not be money yet, but you're learning the skills that it takes to get rich. And you just need to get your first 5 testimonials, because with those, you can smack them on your landing page, and everyone that now goes to your landing page will see, okay, this is actually a credible guy. He's doing good work. So do this for at least the first 5 video testimonials. That will help you get so many more clients. All right. So now they have a really good website. You've built a lot of goodwill because you provided this completely for free. All you asked in return was a video testimonial. That is when you upsell. And the way you do that is that you connect it to the website. So now they have a website, they're gonna get a lot of leads. You can say, well, now you're gonna get a lot of leads. You connect it to the website. And you can do that by saying, well, now you have a website, you're gonna get a lot of leads. You want help storing those leads inside a CRM. So you can connect it. And I'm sharing absolutely everything right here, because here's the offer that you want to use. You want to do a $100 setup, and then you want to use what I call the proof of concept offer, where you say it's X amount of dollars up front, but I'll build the entire thing for you so you can see exactly what it will look like, and so you can make an informed decision. And if you don't like it when you actually see it, then you can get a full refund. This one offer has made me so much money because it makes it very easy to say yes, and it removes all risk. And then on top of that, you can charge something like $97 a month, which can cover both website hosting and the CRM. But you don't stop there. Now you say, well, do you want to capture even more of that traffic you're going to get to your website now? You can create a website widget. And if you're really good, then you have already prepared a demo like this one, where they can see exactly what it will look like on their website like this, so they know exactly what they are getting. And again, you use a setup fee and you use our proof of concept offer, and then you charge something monthly like $97 a month for it. And you can keep stacking services. After that, you can say, well, people are going to call you outside of opening hours. You want help installing a voice agent, and for this you can charge $300 up front and $297 a month. And you don't stop there. Even if they say no, then you give the next offer. You're gonna say, well, we should get a lot of Google reviews that we can display on your website. You want help installing a Google review agent, $100 setup, again, proof of concept offer, and then charge $197 a month for it. And you can keep offering so many services that's connected to the website. Well, you can say, we can help you get additional traffic to your website by running Google ads. That's $250 a setup, again with proof of concept offer, and then $397 a month. And the exact same, just with Facebook ads. By offering something for free, you can get the foot in the door, and then you can upsell. The most important thing is that you actually do really provide a good job. If you do that, you can end up stacking a couple of services that they actually want in like a package, where you can charge a couple of $100 a month for it. And by doing that, you can become what I call an internet partner. And you can see some of my internet partners paying us 11, 8.5, 8K over the span of 1.5 years. And those services that you provide like this can really stack up. That's exactly how I made my first $400, and I did it in month 4. But if I did this from the start by offering free website, I probably would have done it in month 1. And I think it's a problem in the entire AI space, is that I focused way too much on the tech. What most AI agencies are watching right now on YouTube is, what is the newest model? What is the newest tools? What is the best tech? But in reality, the return on investment for that is quite low. What they should be focusing on is, how can I sell this? How can I do marketing? How can I get clients? And that's one of the reasons that we built my agent, which is my software. It was to make the tech so easy that AI agencies can focus on marketing and selling. Because this is by far, from what I've seen, and I talked to hundreds of AI agencies, that this is where the biggest ROI is at. So in the start, when you're just starting out and you have absolutely no skills, don't expect to make 10K a month right when you're starting. 10K a month is a doctor's salary, and that takes, what, 10 years to study for. Do you really think that you can go out, and this is by the way a message to myself back then, do you really think that you can go out in 6 months and then make what a doctor makes? I was completely delusional. Instead, you gotta say fuck the money in the start and learn the skills that's necessary in order to succeed. But it doesn't stop there. Now you made your first money online. Now you want to scale it. And I showed you an example with how you can cold call on Google Maps. Right here, you're gonna get access to this board as well. I actually linked our cold calling scripts so you can see exactly how we cold call. But that's not the only way that you can get these types of internet partners. You can also do it with cold outreach, where you DM them. I like Facebook groups and I like LinkedIn groups. Let me show you exactly how to do outreach on those platforms. Let's start with Facebook. You head over to Facebook and then you go to industry specific groups, and you can actually search for keywords on this search icon right here. So if I search for something like ChatGPT, I can already find insurance agents that are already interested in using AI, but they're using something basic like ChatGPT, like this guy. What is one AI tool that you implement that saves your team time? You can find a bunch of people, and then you can go to the comments and you can see all of these people. They're talking about AI tools and what they're using. And this is an industry specific group for insurance. So almost all of these people are insurance agents. I can then start DMing these people, and I can start conversations with them. The script that you want to use is this one right here. Hi, saw your comment I like from the Insurance Soups group. So wanted to connect. Are you also an insurance agent? You just want to start a conversation, and you really don't want to make it salesy. And then you take a look at their website. You say, okay, do you want a completely free website widget? I'm building some for some insurance agents completely for free, just in exchange of video testimonials. That's one method, and you can send 30 of these messages a day and start 30 conversations a day. The second method is on LinkedIn. Let me show you how to do that as well. You head over to LinkedIn and you also find industry specific groups. This one file, for example, the roofing forum. If you then go into members, and not that many people know about this, you can find all of the members that are inside this group. But if you also send a letter in the top right corner, it will actually show you the CEOs and decision makers first. You can see head of operations, sales consultant, CEO, founder, CEO, COO. You find all of the executives first when you write in a letter right here. And this is just the ones that have a last name that starts with A. You can then go to B. You're gonna find other CEOs, but you can see this is a way to find CEOs, founders, decision makers first. What you then do is that you first connect with them. You do that by opening their profile in a new tab. Then you click more and you click connect. And then you click send without a note. You want them to accept your request first, because that allows you then afterwards to DM them. You can then check your My Network and you can see, okay, who has accepted my requests. And when they accept your request, that's when you send them a message like this. Hey Daniel, was having a hard time getting in contact with your support in your website. Thought this would help. I created an AI demo using your website. You can install it on your website, SMS, Insta, Facebook, and I can send you a link if you want to test it. That's another approach that you can take. And you can offer this completely for free, just like I showed before with the free website method. You can do this as well, by the way, with a website widget. That's what you want to do when you start. And I'm going to be extremely honest with you and set some expectations. This is what I call the grind phase. And the reason that it's a grind is because you have no leverage yet. You have minimal money. You can't hire anyone. And even like expensive software that can automate some of this stuff, you might not want to invest yet. Honestly, the point where most people give up. If you can get through this grind phase right here, then you're already ahead of most. I actually heard this saying by Alex Hormozi that when you're starting out, it's kind of like fighting a bear with a stick. But when you actually start succeeding and you start winning in life and you start getting leverage and you start fighting bigger monsters, you start fighting dragons, but now you have more tools. So now it's like fighting a dragon with a nuclear bomb. So you fight bigger problems, but you also have more tools, you have money, you have a team that can help you slay those dragons. But right now, you're literally fighting a bear and you're fighting it with a stick. It takes a lot of hits with a stick to kill a bear. And it's just something that you need to work through. And the reason for that is that you need sales experience, you need service delivery, and you need a little money to reinvest into ads. But when you've done that, now you are at this point right here, which is that you can start creating leverage. You don't have to contact anyone cold anymore. Now you can run ads and find leads that way. When I started out 2 years ago, I couldn't find any guides on how to do this on YouTube. So to learn this, I had to spend 100K, but I'll teach you in 5 minutes. The first campaign that you want to set up is a retargeting campaign. And you can run this at a very low ad spend of $5 a day. And I would even recommend you to set this up as soon as you can afford this. Because even if you're only doing cold outreach, if people go to your website, you can trigger them with something that's called the Facebook pixel. And what this allows you to do is capture the information of the people that goes to your website and then track them so you can show them ads. And this is really good because the people that already went to your website, those are highly engaged potential leads. Then you create an audience with those website visitors. You do that by choosing website right here, making sure that it's 180 days, and then you create the audience. When you have created the audience, now it's time to create it as a manual campaign. The way you do that is that you choose campaign objective as leads right here, ad set budget. Then you set it to something low, like $5 a day, but you could even start with something even lower, like $3 a day, even $2 a day. $1 a day might be a little too low, but $2 a day would work. Then you set the countries that you want to work with only. Age, keep this broad. And then you choose the website widget, and then you choose the audience that you just created, which is the website visitors 180 days. And for placements, you just let Facebook handle those. Then you set up ads like these ones. I've even linked to our ads right here. Here's a docs that includes all of our ads and the performance connected with those ads. So you can see exactly how they perform, and so you can get inspiration. For the call to action, you want to have it as learn more. And when you set up a successful campaign like this, you can see we got 230 leads from this one campaign and we spent $1,600. But this means that we paid $7 per lead. This is extremely good considering that you can sell these leads for a couple of $1,000 in lifetime value, which makes it very, very scalable. I even included my copy right here. I'm not going to go too much in detail, but what you need to understand is that you always need to include the businesses that you're looking for, like a solar business. And then you want to use industry lingo like in-home meetings, for example. Every solar company knows what an in-home meeting is. You want to mention a pain point as well that captures attention, like stop buying expensive new leads. Then you want to explain a bit about what you do. This is the body, and you want to give an offer. Then at the end, you want a call to action that's just like, here's what you do next. And this call to action that has worked best for us is by including a demo. So saying you can get a completely free demo and then hopping on a call with them to show them that. And for this, you can use something like Build My Agent to show exactly what it is that you're providing. If it's SMS AI, then you can show them a phone, for example. It's the exact same format in Best Performing Copy 2. Again, in-home appointments, you want to use industry lingo, you want to have a pain, you want to have a body, offer, and a call to action, just like before. The best headlines are also some result we have found, and then the call to action right here increases the click-through rate. All right, so that's the first campaign. This is the first campaign that you're ever gonna run as ads, because this is gonna give you the highest return. Cool. After you've set up the retargeting campaign, you can let it cook. You can do cold outreach, you can start picking people up on your pixel. This campaign might not get leads instantly, but what will happen is that all of the people that are gonna visit your website are now gonna see ads from you over and over and over again. And then after 3 weeks, they might book an appointment. So this is just something that runs in the background. Campaign number 2 is a lead form campaign. And you wanna spend at least, I would say, $15 a day. It might work with $10 a day, but to be conservative, spend at least $15. Again, you create a manual campaign and you do it as leads. You want to spend at least $15, but you can also spend more, of course. And here you can, if you want to, set an age range that is a bit higher than the 18, just because most business owners will be over the age of 25. I like to set one interest targeting. You shouldn't use any of the other targeting, but one interest targeting can help the meta algorithm in the right direction about who you want to target. And even then, I still include use as suggestion, which allows the meta algorithm to go outside of that interest that I set. For the placements, just like the other campaign, we do it broad. You can see more of my creative that you can get inspiration from. The ads that you're running in this campaign and the ads you're running in the other campaign can be almost the same. And again, you want to have learn more as the call to action. That's always what we use. Then you want to add a lead form where you ask questions like, what is the name of your company? How long have you been in business? What is the size of your team? And you want a contact info form where people can provide their name, email, and phone number so you can call them. You will run into sometimes that you will get unqualified leads. People that are not business owners, people that are just interested, what is this? To fix that, what you want to do if you run into that problem is that you want to add conditional logic. You can turn on this toggle right here. And what this will do is that you can set up a multiple choice questions where you can ask, what is the size of your team? If they say 0 to 5 or 5 to 20, you can say, well, thank you for your interest, but it doesn't make sense at this time. So you only accept leads for larger companies. What this does is that it trains the algorithm in exactly what you want. They will only see this as a positive result and a successful lead. So Meta will now start showing your ads to people that are closer to this avatar. Something that's very, very important is that you now start getting leads. And you need to call those leads as soon as they come in, preferably under a minute. If you do this correctly, you're gonna get a lot of leads, like 107 leads right here at $13 a lead. That's really, really cheap for B2B leads. And you see we spend 1.3K on this campaign. You hear a lot about volume. You just gotta do more. And the way you do more in ads is two things. It's of course how much money you're spending, because this is how much is your ad shown to people. But the nature of ads is that when you start showing it to more people, the performance will start to go down automatically. So what you want to do is that you want to run the ad, and as soon as you get to this point right here, that's when you want to rotate the ad so it goes up to performance again, like this. If you just let your ads run forever, they're just gonna go worse and worse and worse performance. And the only way that you can find the ads that perform well is by split testing a lot of creative. So you wanna create a lot of different ads to find out, okay, which one has the best performance. That's exactly how we scaled our AI agency to 50K a month, and some massive companies came through our campaign. We have worked with 2 multi-billion-dollar companies. And that's exactly what we changed to go from hustling and not getting any clients for 4 months straight to all of a sudden closing massive clients and making a very nice living for ourselves. If you have any questions, then make sure to drop them in the comments below, and I'll drop a link for this board right below in the comments. If you want a completely free guide for how to create the AI services that we're talking about here, like the website widget, then make sure to join our completely free school group. We already have 107,000 people inside of here learning about AI. And I actually just updated the free course. So if you head inside of Classroom, you have the 3-day challenge that takes you from an absolute beginner to a pro in selling AI services. I'll see you inside. As always, guys, have a wonderful day. Peace out.